Hello everyone, my name is Shambhavi. Hope you all are doing well. So basically today we'll be seeing that how we can use out the os.makeDirs function in the making of the directory in Python programming language, right? So even in the previous video we had discussed about the directories in Python, and even we had discussed about one method that was os.mkdir method, right? Let me give you a quick revision so that you can correlate with this very easily about it. Okay, so basically there were two different ways available for making out the directory, and the module which we actually used was os module. So the functions were os.mkdir and os.mkdirs. So os.mkdir method in Python was used to create out a directory named path with the specified numeric mode. This method raised file exist error if the directory to be created already exists. Okay, this was the whole idea. Now, today we'll be discussing about the makeDirs function. Okay, let's first read out that what is it written here. Then I'll be letting you some more interesting things about this particular function. So os.makeDirs method in Python is used to create out a directory recursively. That means while making leave directory, if any intermediate level directory is missing, os.makedir method will create them all. Okay, let me just give you an example. Let's say I want to make out a directory in the path which is, let's say, C users user, and then I have PyCharm project, and inside the, okay, let's say this one is already defined for me. Okay, let me do one thing. Let's say I just want to make out this particular directory onto my D drive. Okay, that is D. So I just want to be making it inside D and then Python projects, and then I just want to make it inside the Python. Okay, D Python projects and then Python. Let's say this is the whole path where I just want to make out a directory. Now D is one of the directories which is all a drive which is already made out, right? We just want to make that out. But what about the Python projects and Python? If that already exists, then well and good, and if that does not exist, so what will this makeDirs function do? It will automatically make that path as well for you. So in this os.makeDirs function, it is not compulsory that whatever the path you are writing onto the place, we just want to put out your directory. It's not compulsory that path should already exist. If it is not existing, so what it will do, it will automatically make that for you. But the starting type that you are using, C or D, that should actually exist, right? So my path was let's say D, then it was Python projects, then it was Python. So inside Python I just want to made out my directory. So let me, okay, hold on one thing. Let me put out a comment here and write that. Let's say this is the one, okay, D, and then basically what do I have here? After that, let's say it was PyCharm projects, okay, and then inside that I was, let's say, having Python, and then inside that I just want to make out my directory. So that's, let's say, directory 1. Just one second, right here. Fine. So let's say this D is the one which is already exists, but let's say PyCharm projects and Python do not exist in this D drive. So what it will do, this os.mkdirs function will actually automatically make out this PyCharm projects, this Python directory for you, and this path for you, and then inside that it will particularly put out this directory which is directory 1. Right? Hope you just got the idea what I was actually trying to explain you here from this example, right? Now, let's do one thing. Let's start seeing out the programs and the other thing. That will be much more clear to you. Fine. So the function only does this different thing from the previous function, which was os.mkdir. So in that the path should already be existing, but in os.mkdirs method, it is not compulsory that it should exist. If it is not existing, then the directory will automatically be made. Fine. Okay. So the very first method that we'll be doing out here is that I would be importing out the OS module. Import OS, as I mentioned that OS is the module with the help of which module we are able to make out this particular directories in the Python programming language. So OS module is actually used, right? So I'm just particularly using that module only. After that, okay. After that, I just want to put out the name for my directory. So name underscore, and that is dir. Okay, name for my directory. So now let's say the name for my directory is my name. Let's say that is Shambhavi. Okay, fine. Now what is the what is the particular path, what is the path where I just want to make out this directory. So now I'll be making out one of the path which actually does not exist onto my this folder, okay, which does not exist, fine. So I'm just making out the path, let's say, okay. So I'll just first of all give it a name, let's say that is let's say path underscore dir, fine. Now, what is the one which I just want to make out? Let's say that is in the D drive. Okay, inside the D drive, basically, I would be having, let's say, that is the same which I just mentioned. That is, let's say, PyCharm, uh, PyCharm projects. Then, let's say, I would be having here, okay, then I would be having here inside this PyCharm project, I would be having the, let's say, project, and inside that I want to put out this particular particular directory which is Shambhavi, fine. Now coming down, what I would just do is that I would be using out one of the variables, and into that variables I'll be using out my join method, which will actually help me to join both of these directories. So that will automatically become D PyCharm projects project and then Shambhavi. Okay, so let's use out that. I'll just use the name as final underscore dir, put out a equal to sign, and here we'll be using out the OS module. So that is OS dot path dot, and here comes my join function. Join function, because I just want to join out both of these things, because then only in that case this particular file, this directory that is Shambhavi, will be made onto that particular place, right? So this is the reason I just want to join both of them. So os.path.join, and here basically I'll be using out both the variables which I had made about, but the first one that I'll be using is my path underscore dir, and second one I'll be using about name underscore dir, because at the last of path underscore dir I just want to add name underscore dir, right? So in that case I'll be just using out like this. Let me put it out path underscore dir, and then it is name underscore dir like this. Okay, that is actually done. Now, what I would just do is that I would be using out the make dirs method for making out the directory onto the particular path, and that final path is being saved into the variable which is final underscore dir, right? So what I would just do here is that I'd be using out os, putting out a dot here, and then writing out here make dirs, this function, okay? os dot make dirs, and into the bracket I'll be putting out the variable in which I have stored my final path for the making of the directory. So that is final underscore dir, right? Final underscore dir is the method, is the basically variable where I have just like saved out my final path where I just want to make out this like directory which is Shambhavi. Okay, fine. And at last I just wanted to print out a statement as soon as this directory has been created. I just wanted to print out a statement that okay, I just wanted the directory has been created. Okay, let's create created, fine. I just wanted this message to come here, like after the directory has been created, that the directory has been created. Fine. So basically what is happening here, with the help of my OS module, I am just making out one of the directories. But what's the main thing here, that the path in which I am making, in that this PyCharm project and this project, these are actually not defined previously, right? So basically it will, so what I would just do here is that I would be using this out and making out this directory, and then let's see basically with the help of the make dirs function how it will actually become, right? Let me just quickly run out my program here for a while. So it is saying to me that the directory has been created. Now let's do one thing. Let's open out this folder here. That is the one, File Explorer, and right here. So, okay. What I would just do, I would just go on to the Windows D. Okay, in Windows D, I have this PyCharm projects. And inside that PyCharm project, I have this Python. And inside that Python, my directory, which is Shambhavi, that has actually been made. Right, so this was one of the path which is not already defined onto my device. I haven't defined this path till now in this particular device, right? So when I just wrote here that I want my directory to be created in the PyCharm project and project, so that was not defined previously. So what does that my make dirs function do? It had actually made out this file, that is PyCharm projects, into the D folder, and inside this PyCharm project it has made the file that was project, and inside that project it has actually made out that directory for me, that is the name of Shambhavi. So I just showed you that particular thing. Now let me just go back. So here you are able to see out the whole correct path which has been actually made out for this particular directory, for this particular directory of the path which I have actually set out here. So this was only the use of the os.makeDRS function, that this method in Python is used to create out a directory recursively. That means while making leaf directory, if any intermediate level directory is missing, so os.makeDRS method will create them all. Right, so just hope you just got the idea that how you can make out the directory with the help of the make dirs method. Right, so this is all for this video. Till then, thank you and take care.